What is up, Space Pirates? I'm your captain, the chronically charismatic Dr. Disaster, and we have a couple of reasons to get excited today. First of all, I just hit 7,000 subscribers, so I added a new ship to the fleet. You probably noticed the Star Hopper flying around here. Thanks to everyone who has subscribed to the channel. Your support means a lot to me.
How many assholes we got on this ship anyhow?
Yo!
I knew it, I'm surrounded by assholes.
But the other reason to celebrate is this. Influential voices are starting to voice their opinion that maybe, just maybe, Bob Iger's Disney is not the best version of that company. Maybe Nelson Peltz and his Trian group should be running things instead. It seems that our ideas that Disney is a failing brand which needs to completely change its approach is quietly infiltrating the mainstream. So we have to keep up the pressure and not let up.
Keep firing, assholes!
Alright, me hearties, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And also, don't forget to follow me on Twitter. My handle there is Dr. Disaster1. But let's focus on the news here. We're using this article, which comes to us from the website Pirates and Princesses. CNBC's Jim Cramer is voting blue for Nelson Peltz and Jay Rasulo to be added to the Disney board. If you didn't know, Nelson Peltz and Jay Rasulo are outsiders to the company from the investment group Trian, and they are fighting against the current board of directors to be voted onto the board in a little over a month. They seem to be our guys, hating modern woke Disney. I've speculated for a while now that if Nelson Peltz were to get on the board, he might just clean things up, and he'd likely even push for the firing of the likes of Kathleen Kennedy and Kevin Feige. With that in mind, this is what the article has to say. CNBC's own Jim Cramer, one of the hosts of their investing club, has just said he plans on voting for Trian partners Nelson Peltz and Jay Rasulo for the Walt Disney Company board. He publicly announced this plan during the second annual club meeting yesterday. Now, if you're not familiar with Jim Cramer, he's a famous TV personality who gives advice as to which stocks to buy and which ones to sell. You might remember that he made a brief appearance in the original Iron Man film 16 years ago.
Arc Industries. I've got one recommendation. Ready? Ready? Ha ha! Sell.
Anyhow, that guy is now making the public recommendation to vote in Nelson Peltz and Jay Rasulo. According to the article here, Cramer says he is voting this way because he believes that Peltz and Rasulo will hold the Disney board and management accountable, hoping this will force changes that could fix the underperforming stock. And I must say, I really like how he says that he wants to hold the board and management accountable. Management, of course, would be referring to, once again, the likes of Kathleen Kennedy and Kevin Feige. Now, that's what we here in these spaces have been saying for years. All the Disney apologists out there keep gloating over the fact that their corporate overlords at Disney have literal billions of dollars in money and assets that they can burn through before they'll truly be hurting and have to make changes. But of course, in a sane world, it would never come to that. The people who invest in the company should be getting returns on their investment. But Disney keeps throwing away money, prioritizing their political messaging over entertaining, wholesome content, and prioritizing keeping these morons employed just for the fact that apparently they will do the bidding of the likes of Bob Iger. But anyhow, the article says Jim Cramer also takes issue with the fact that many of the current Disney board have very little to no Walt Disney Company shares for themselves. Like Peltz, Cramer argues that lack of shares means they don't have a financial stake in their decisions, which hinders them from acting quickly and in the best interest of the shareholders. It seems that Cramer is also friends with Ike Perlmutter, who owns much of the stock Trian Partners is wielding. According to Jim Cramer, Perlmutter wants to see stock prices higher, costs down, and bad movies to stop.
Stop. My penis can only get so erect.
His decision seemingly comes down to the fact that he has seen Peltz do well on other boards, and he says he has talked to CEOs of companies that Peltz was a board member of. He claims that those CEOs have told him that Peltz did a great job asking necessary questions that kept the company from making some bad decisions. In Disney's case, Cramer feels that someone from outside Disney's management circle would be best suited to look at the situation more objectively and put them on a path forward to be more successful and competitive against their stiffest competition, Netflix. I mean, obviously, what they're doing isn't working. They aren't making any progress despite owning the most powerful intellectual properties on the planet, and it's because they've intentionally alienated a large segment of the population. In fact, based on how poorly almost everything they've put out in the past few years has been received, I think it's safe to say that the majority of the movie-going populace at large are against these numbskulls.
Smithers, are they booing me?
While Iger's cost-cutting measures have made gains, they aren't enough. That's why he said he's voting the blue card for Trian Partners for Nelson Peltz and Jay Rasulo to be added to the board. This could be a big deal. Yeah, it's a very, very big deal, because what this tells me is that the mainstream media is finally not only acknowledging the problems at Disney, which they have reluctantly been doing for the past year or so, but now some members of the media are actively promoting change. We are making headway, my dudes. I know that Jim Cramer isn't exactly the most prominent or trusted figure or anything like that, but people on channels like CNBC are now vocalizing the sorts of things that we have been suggesting forever. I'll leave it there. Let me know what you think in the comment section.
Thanks for watching, me hearties. If you haven't already, your captain is inviting you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of booty.